Peace. Time to this one. And I just want to make this video on the disenfranchisement of the Negro. Alright? So, in 2017, where do I see the Negro? I see the most famous Negroes are controlled by Europeans. You got your Oprahs, your Jay-Z's, your Puffies. You have other blacks with money, but none of them have their own thought pattern. All of them are being controlled by whoever you want to call them. You want to call them elite, you want to call them the powers that be, you want to call them the Jews, or whatever you want to call them, Illuminati or whatever. They are all being controlled by them. So then you got, you got your athletes, you got your entertainers. They're being controlled too. Um, but I'm talking about maybe like the lower level blacks and what I see. You know, around my way, most of the lower level blacks. I mean, well, I ain't gonna say lower level, but the ones that live like, you know, in the cities and the urban communities. I see a lot of these people like they lost, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, and now we got this influx of all like the homosexuals and all these lesbians or whatever. Look, man, I don't have nothing against anybody's sexuality, but you gotta admit something is weird going on. You understand what I'm saying? I'm starting to see like every other woman is a fucking lesbian. Every other woman I'm seeing is starting to be a lesbian. I'm not saying like maybe I say one out of every five I see is a lesbian, and I never used to see staggering numbers like that. So then you got a lot of other people who's in these neighborhoods who do work low level jobs. A lot of blacks that live in the urban communities, they work low level jobs. They don't have these corporate jobs and a lot of these good jobs. A lot of them don't even have college degrees. You know, um, I'm basically talking to them because as I see as a race, man, when every immigrant come over here, they already got their plan set, and if they fall anything short of that plan, they're not going to stop. I see women who come over here from other countries who work full time and go to school. You understand? And a lot of blacks, they're not willing to do that. You know what I'm saying? They're not really willing to do that. And I guess we are kind of content because it's been so long we've been here and we've been without shit for so long. Now that they make a lot of these things available, we don't even realize that they are available. You know what I'm saying? As far as the men, you know what I'm saying? A lot of the black men, you know what I'm saying? They lost too. I ain't gonna say a lot of them, but the ones that don't get high, the ones that don't think that they can be a rapper or have being influenced by this rap and this fake gangster life or whatever. You know what I'm saying? I never see none of them brothers really dream and just, what I'm saying, really wake up. I don't know what's going on. You know what I'm saying? Before I used to see brothers, like when I was coming up, I see a brother get his shit together, really get his shit together. He probably used to be out there hustling with us or whatever. Next time you see him, you know what I'm saying, he probably driving a truck or something. And the next time you see him, he probably wearing a suit like, man, yeah, I went back to school or something. I don't see a lot of that now. You know what I'm saying? A lot the kids I see, a lot of them they are thinking about going to college and trying to have a better or trying to live better economically. You know what I'm saying? Um, but yeah, I see a lot of us, man. We are very content. You know what I'm saying? And that all comes from the disenfranchisement of being told no so long. We got it in our head like, oh, I talk to people all the time, of black people. They like, man, they ain't gonna give you nothing. They get all them immigrants. They have shit out here for you. But you just gotta be smart enough to try to, what I'm saying, definitely inquire about these things. You have to inquire about them. And if there's guidelines that you must meet, you gotta respect them guidelines and try to get your shit together like everybody else do. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I mean, I'm not saying ain't nothing supposed to be given to us because these people owe us reparations. You know what I'm saying? Even from the 80s, from the drug, that's another part of our history that left us kind of stagnant. You know what I'm saying? The drug era. You know what I'm saying? You got brothers who got locked up for drugs, man, for only drugs, and they never coming home again. You understand what I'm saying? And that's how the three strikes affected a lot of drug dealers because a lot of drug dealers, they sold drugs, right? And then when they tried to get their life together, a lot of people wouldn't give them jobs. Yo, you got a criminal record, or nah, I can't. We don't hire felons or whatever. And a lot of them are forced to work a lot of these minimum jobs along with these illegal immigrants. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of us don't even recognize that. But a lot of us don't know that instead of going and working a lot of them bullshit jobs, I mean, you got other options out there. You know what I'm saying? Some of them options is always to seek some type of training or some type of skill set to where you can at least say, well, I'm proficient in this. You understand? Like, I'm not saying have a title of what you do, but according to your employment or what you proficient at, you should have a title. You know what I'm saying? You should if you are an accountant, saying, well, I'm an accountant. You know, whether you work for someone or whether you work for yourself, you still can be an accountant. You know what I'm saying? And that's what a lot of us, a lot of us were truck drivers, maintenance workers. You have a lot of women that work for a lot of these civil jobs, such as the state, such as a lot of these county ordinances and stuff like that. But what I'm saying is, as far as like technology and shit like that, man, we was doing good with technology, man. What happened to the George Washington Carvers? What happened to the C.R. Pattersons? You understand what I'm saying? What happened to the Lewis Latimers? What happened to all these great creators who basically helped us right now? And these people today are still using a lot of these technical advantages from the 1900s in which our ancestors created, and we don't even know this. All we focus on is drugs, Jordans, these skinny ass sweatsuits I see these clowns wearing, you know what I'm saying, and a bunch of foolishness. I know at one point in time when I was young, I was into a lot of things, but at the same time, I always had some type of dream or some type of thing in the back of my mind saying, well, this is not going to be my life right here. You understand? So, like I said, but this is how a lot of people been disenfranchised. And a lot of people don't even recognize that, like growing up around the time when the drug era and when drugs became popular, there was no jobs out here. I know people, even educated brothers or whatever, who used to try to get jobs that was forced to sell drugs. I know people who went to college or whatever and couldn't find jobs or whatever, and came back to the hood and was out there selling drugs. I mean, really, literally, I've seen this. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of times that's not from people just being lazy or people just saying, well, fuck it, I want the easy way out or whatever. A lot of times people sold drugs as a way to get themselves out of their situation, and then to be locked up and get all this time for you trying to just do better economically, but you having a stigma on you because you selling poison to your people, or you selling poison to, to people in general. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of them brothers who, who went to jail, they didn't have an opportunity to come home and get a good job because they always record checking people or whatever. And then when you come home from prison after you served your time, that shit should not be held against you. That is discrimination. But these fucking Europeans, they use all these synonyms and all these different words to try to cover up. As long as you don't call it discrimination, it could be a synonym to the same word as discrimination, or it could have the same meaning of discrimination. But as long as it's not that word, discrimination. You understand what I'm saying? So we be discriminated all day, every day. You know what I'm saying? Like I told you, disenfranchised by some of your names. Bloisha, these crazy ass names that we be naming our children. But you know what though? You got a right to fucking name your children what the hell you want to name. And no one should discriminate against no one because of their name, or because they don't have a name like Susie or Jenny or fucking Pam or something like that. You know what I'm saying? You should not be discriminated because you want to have a different name for your child. So, a lot of people be like, well, you need to stop naming. No, you don't got to stop naming, because all that's trying to do is conform you to be like these Europeans. So, do you and do how you do. You know what I'm saying? But the disenfranchisement continues, man. And now you got an influx of all these immigrants coming in here. I'm not saying they taking jobs, but now they in your communities. Now you forced to share your communities with these people. And then what they do is when they come here, they get numbers on you. they already got the plans on becoming a councilman and doing that, and they get numbers on you, and then they move you out. Just like I see they doing an all urban community. All urban communities, you got this one area where the rent is like probably subsidy or something in that area, and then you got these fucking luxury condos right across the street from them. I don't know how do you got condos that's 2,500, and then on one side of the street you got rent that's 500, or it could be zero depending on the person's income. So, like I said, man, we have been disenfranchised from voting times, from, times in 60, oh, you can't work because you black, or you can't come in here because you black. None of these immigrants in this country have ever experienced that. They haven't ever experienced that. You understand what I'm saying? Except us. And probably the ones who might have been here with us at that time. So, like I said, man, we have been disenfranchised. We got to wake up and realize that we have opportunity. The opportunities are available for you, but you have to take them opportunities and be smart and come up and try to, come up with your own type of your own business or be an entrepreneur. Your only choice ain't to go out there and have to work for one of these Europeans. Take your skill that you learned from one of these colleges or one of these training schools or trade schools or technical schools or whatever, and come up with your own thing, because that's what it used to be about. When someone teach you something, you try to do your own thing regarding to that. You know what I'm saying? Culinary. If you a chef, you ain't trying to do what the people who taught you was cooking. You trying to take some of that aspect and come up with your own identity. You know what I'm saying? And that's the same thing as it is with all jobs. You know what I'm saying? And we need to get back and get economical sound and get, self-sufficient. And like I said, our own businesses, man, because we have been disenfranchised and we have options out here, but we need to start utilizing them. So with that, I'm the Conscious, man. I'm out. Peace.